Hey, I'm back. Sorry. I don't know. Spreaker's had the hiccups again, I guess. I don't know. So, anyway, I'm back. I was reading something, so let's see if I can get through this, okay? Alright, without Spreaker popping a gasket. Dumbass. Yes, Spreaker, get your crap together and start working with us, not against us. Hello, Spreaker people. You, you know, I had this kind of problem over at Blog Talk Radio. You guys following suit over there? Huh? You guys going over there? You know what I mean? So let's get your crap together and start working and start keeping your thing up. Either that, I could be wrong, either that, or my browser just kind of refreshed and took a dump. It didn't. Here's what happens if I have too many tabs open on my Mozilla Firefox browser and I'm running the Spreaker DJ console. It crashes everything. It crashes the console. It crashes everything. I don't know why. I have no clue why that happens. Okay. Don't know. I could open another browser, my Google Chrome, and go from there. But anyway, let's continue on, shall we? And I'm going to leave my DJ console open, so if it crashes again, yeah, then I'm going to be pissed. From nraila.org. Let me read this to you again. If you caught the first part, cool. If you didn't, I'm going to read the whole thing over again, so you're not going to miss anything. Victory for self-defense in the Second Amendment. Federal court strikes down Illinois' total ban on carrying firearms for self-defense outside the home or business. Fairfax, Virginia. It's kind of strange it's coming out of Fairfax, considering it's an Illinois case. The United States Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit ruled today that Illinois' total gun ban on carrying firearms for self-defense outside the home or business is unconstitutional. The ban is unconstitutional. The case involves lead plaintiff Mary Shepard, an Illinois resident and trained gun owner who is licensed to carry a concealed handgun in both Utah and Florida. The National Rifle Association is funding this case. The Illinois State Rifle Association is co-plaintiff in this case. Quote, today's ruling is a victory for all law-abiding citizens in Illinois and gun owners throughout the country, said Wayne LaPierre, Executive Vice President of NRA. Quote, the court recognized that the text and history of the Second Amendment guarantees individuals the right to carry firearms outside the home for self-defense and other lawful purposes. In light of this ruling, Mary Shepard and the people of Illinois will finally be able to exercise their Second Amendment rights. Unquote. We have a Constitution and a Bill of Rights which guarantees us that we have freedom of speech. We have also a Second Amendment which guarantees us that we are protected and can protect ourselves, and therefore, there you go. Now, if the states don't want to abide by the federal Constitution and the Constitution that our forefathers have put into place in 1791, pack your crap and get the hell out of my country. Continuing, on September 28, 2009, while working as the treasurer of her church, Ms. Shepard and an 83-year-old co-worker were viciously attacked and beaten by a 6'3", 245-pound man with violent past and a criminal record. Ms. Shepard and her co-worker were lucky to survive, as each of them suffered major injuries to the head, neck, and upper body. Ms. Shepard's injuries required extensive surgeries, and she continues physical therapy to this day, attempting to recover from her injuries. In today's, that's how far I got when I found out that everything went down. Continuing with the article, in today's decision, Judge Richard Posner ruled that Illinois' ban on carriage is unconstitutional. The judge went on to say, quote, one doesn't have to be a historian to realize that a right to keep and bear arms for personal self-defense in the 18th century could not rationally have been limited to the home. 21st century Illinois has no hostile Indians, but a Chicagoan is a good deal more likely to be attacked on a sidewalk than in his apartment on the 35th floor. Quote, today's ruling is a major victory for law-abiding Illinoisans And for everyone who understands that the Second Amendment protects the right both to keep arms and to bear them, unquote, added Chris W. Cox, Executive Director of NRA's Institute for Legislative Action. Quote, this ruling makes clear that Illinois cannot deny law-abiding residents the right to carry a firearm for self-defense outside the home. This is a step in the right direction for all gun owners. We know it probably won't be the end of this case, and we're ready to keep fighting until the courts fully protect the entire Second Amendment. And NRA was established in 1871, the National Rifle Association of America's oldest civil rights and sportsmen's group. 4 million members strong, NRA continues to uphold the Second Amendment and advocates enforcement of existing laws against violent offenders to reduce crime. The association remains the nation's leader in firearm education and training for law-abiding gun owners, law enforcement, and the armed services. Be sure to follow the NRA at Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there you go. Everybody has the right to carry a gun. Now, what you do with that weapon is entirely up to you. You use it for a crime, you will go to jail or worse. You use it to defend yourself, awesome. Okay? Simply put. Now, I know I've talked to a lot of people in my so many years being on this planet, being alive, being a red-blooded American, born and raised here. I've talked to a lot of people who say they don't like guns, they wish the Second Amendment would go away, they don't want the Constitution, they want something rewritten. I happen to have divorced a woman because of her stance on a lot of things and criticisms of everything that I am. Yes, I do have an ex-wife, 2 of them actually. And I am a gun owner. Come try to take it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Illinois, for those people in Illinois, I'm opening the phones up, or opening the Skype line up, let's put it that way, because I've only got one number, on Open Forum Friday. And if you want to talk about this, anybody can talk about this from any state, but specifically, I'm telling you now, anybody in Illinois who has been following this case, please call me. If you're listening to this on the Spreaker page, you'll see the information for my Skype. Please keep that in mind. And contact me on Friday on Open Forum Friday. We will talk Second Amendment. We will talk First Amendment. We will talk the Constitution. And the one document that is absolutely in contradiction, absolutely in opposition of the Constitution of the United States of America. I will talk about this Friday because I have to do some more research on this. This is a document, which was adopted and proclaimed by the General Assembly, Resolution 217A, Part 3 of December 10th, 1948. It is the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It is in total opposition of the Constitution of the United States of America and the Bill of Rights. I didn't think so. I read it over. I saw some commentary on it. I looked at certain things. I examined certain parts of it. I dug through it. I've listened to people discuss it. And let me just go to Article 28. Go look it up. United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I got the PDF sitting right in front of me. I got it right here. Right there. I'm not BSing you, okay? It's on my computer. Let me go to Article 28 and I'll tell you. This is, I can read the whole thing to you, but I'm going to read the whole thing to you on Friday. I might do it on Thursday, who knows? Depends on how I feel. So there you go. But here's Article 28 of the UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Everyone is entitled to a social and international order in which the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration can be fully realized. Now, I know, jumping ahead from Article 1 to Article 28, bypassing all that and going right to this might sound snare. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. I mean, everybody wants. Listen to it again. Everyone is entitled to a social and international order in which the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration can be fully realized. In other words, this document is mandating to you by force that you will follow everything in this Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Article 29, number 1, everyone has a duty to the community in which alone the free and full development of his personality is possible. Hey, not too bad. A little warm and fuzzy if that's all you want. Listen to this. Number 2, in the exercise of his rights and freedoms, everyone shall be subject only to such limitations as are determined by law solely for the purpose of securing due recognition and respect for the rights and freedoms of others and of meeting the just requirements of morality, public order, and the general welfare in a democratic society. The United States Supreme Court cannot legislate morality from the bench. That is held for the religious organizations in the United States. We are taught morality. It's not mandated by law that we be moral. This declaration mandates that we be moral. Okay? Number 3, Article 29 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Number 3, these rights and freedoms may in no case be exercised contrary to the purposes and principles of the United Nations. In other words, here's the line, here's what you stick with, here's the script, you stay on point. You cannot go either way or protest anything that is detrimental to your liberties and freedoms set forth by our founding fathers of the first 13 states of the United States of America. Period. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is in total opposition of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights of the United States of America. Article 30. Here's where you need to really pay attention. Nothing in this declaration may be interpreted as implying for any state. There's a lot of words there that you gotta think of. Nothing in this declaration may be interpreted as implying for any state, group, or person any right to engage in activity or to perform any act aimed at the destruction of any of the rights and freedoms set forth herein. Okay? It all looks great, but I'm going to read this either on Thursday or Friday, because I'm going to read this. Well, first I'm going to read the Constitution, I'm going to read the Constitution and the first 10 amendments of the Bill of Rights. And then, of course, discuss the other, I don't know how many other ones that they had after that. But I'm also going to read this whole thing of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Now, I missed the top of the hour break, so at 20 after and at 30 after, we'll go to a break due to the fact that everything fell apart and stopped. So I'm just now searching for a couple of breaks here to do. So so anyway, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, when you read the whole thing, if you read it just on surface and just read it and say, hey, that sounds great, but you don't examine it and look at every little piece, every little thing, yeah, it's okay. You go right ahead. Nothing to see here. Move along now. But when you compare it to the 230-year-old or 237-year-old document called the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, you will see that the United Nations is totally against anyone having liberty and freedom. Anyone. It does not matter. It's the UN wants it gone. That's what they want it gone. Okay? They want the U.S. under this, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Anyway, this is, I think, one of the most, it was ratified by the General Assembly by resolution of 217A Part 3 of the 10th of December 1948. Now, has it stopped? I heard that in 1968 they revamped it, but I don't know. And I remember hearing in some of the, well, let's put it this way. In 1997, in August of 1997, the UN drew up another charter for the UN for other countries because there were other countries joining the UN at that time, or either before or just after, and they wanted to draw up something new. So they did. I do not believe that the UN ratified that one or that the United States Congress and the President and Vice President signed on to it. I'm not sure. But I could be wrong. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to do that Friday. So anybody in Illinois, Friday, open forum Friday, please contact us at Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Let me take the little musical break now, just to give you some like seventh inning stretch. Is that what it is? Yeah. So anyway, I'll be back. We'll talk more. Go to Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook, like the page, subscribe to it, and we'll go from there. Okay. This is the Liberty and Freedom Network. This is the Views Expressed live, broadcasting on Spreaker.com. Express right here for the 11th of December 2012. I am your host, Reverend Wayne S. Pierce. Had to take a little break there, you know. Oh, well. Anyway, follow us on Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook, or email us at libertyandfreedomnetwork@usa.com. That's Liberty and Freedom Network @usa.com. Go to Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook. Follow me along there. Yeah, let's read this little thing from the Blaze, shall we? If my browser doesn't burp or Spreaker doesn't burp again and everything goes to hell in a handbasket and, you know, Spreaker drops again. Anyway, shall we? Oh, well, that's not working either. So, anyway, go to Liberty and Freedom Network, click on the link that says Head of Obama's Jobs Council. State-run communism, he says, actually works. So, isn't that wonderful? Yeah. If we have a Benghazi, Texas cops cite Libyan tragedy in purchase of armored SWAT vehicle. Okay. A little something, something there, huh? Really? So anyway, as we're on Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook, let's go to high-ranking U.S. Major General exposes September 11th. And Food Democracy now calling Proposition 37 election vote fraud. You think? By the way, if you scroll on down, you'll see a picture of toilet paper and it has Universal Declaration of Human Rights on it. Yeah, people really need to go read that. USDA Secretary validates Agenda 21, says rural America, quote, less and less relevant, unquote. Occupy corporatism. Tom Vilsack said that, by the way, from the USD Secretary. Yes, Occupy corporatism over there. The Nugent, Ted Nugent, the Nuge, blasts Costa's gun control rant. Yeah, don't mess with the Nuge. Don't mess with him. Okay? Hold on just a second. Had to cough, didn't want to cough in your ear. So anyway, we're talking about guns and Illinois. The judge in Fairfax, Virginia said, yeah, those people have a Second Amendment right. They can carry weapons. That's just the way it is. And I'm sure people are going to get pissed off about that one too. Packing in public. Here's a state-by-state look at laws on the open carry of handguns. 7 states and Washington, D.C. forbid it entirely. Not now. Illinois. Hello. Anybody in Illinois want to call me on, want to contact a show on Open Forum Friday, you can. Get the information off of the Spreaker page. 7 states are in red. That would be California, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Florida, South Carolina, New York, and Illinois. But on this map, it's Illinois. Illinois just said everybody has a right to carry a gun. That's just the way it is. Allowed, license may be needed, or a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of states. Okay? Alaska and Hawaii are one of them. Where I live in Nevada, open carry state. Others that are allowed with exceptions are Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Wisconsin, Washington, Oregon. Yeah. People, you need to just get up out of your damn easy chair and go out and protest this stuff. All states have a right to restrict the use of guns. The states are in violation of the Constitution of the United States of America, period. Well, okay, we'll make a law to where you need a concealed carry permit to carry it then. The United States Constitution and the Bill of Rights say I have a right to carry a gun regardless. Okay, we'll raise the price of ammunition. Well, what's that going to do? Ultimately, it's going to be, we're going to let the United Nations tell you what you can and cannot do. Right here, folks. Hello. 60th anniversary, or the, not 60th anniversary, I should say, but the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. As a matter of fact, I got a little bit of time here. Let me read you part of this, okay? I read you part. I read you Article 28, 29, and 30. So let me read you the first one. Article 1, all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. Oh, that's all good and warm and fuzzy, is it not? Oh, that is, yes, let's all work together. Article number 2, everyone is entitled to the rights, to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national and social origin, property, birth, and other status. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of political jurisdictional or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independent, trust, non-self-governing, or under any other limitation of sovereignty. Basically, those two sentences say, yeah, you have all the rights and freedoms set forth in the Declaration unless we tell you, what you can and cannot do. What? You're a Christian? No, you can't have, no, you can't do that. You can't put the Ten Commandments into schools. You can't put the Ten Commandments into courts. You can't pray in Congress. Congress does pray, by the way. Oh, you're of the Jewish faith. You're of the Muslim faith. Oh yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. Article 3, everyone has a right to life, liberty, and the security of person. Article 4, no one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery and the slave trade shall be prohibited in all their forms. What's the interpretation of all their forms? How about minimum wage? Well, I believe in minimum wage. I think that people need to start out somewhere. Then give them $10, $12 an hour. Oh, our company doesn't make that kind of money. Well, then don't hire them. You're a mom and pop store, but you're, looking to hire people, but you're not going to pay them a living wage. Okay, you're going to pay them a slave wage. Minimum wage. There you go. Let me read that again. Article 4, no one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery and the slave trade shall be prohibited in all their forms. Article 5, very interesting. No one shall be subjected to torture or to cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment. Hello, law enforcement. You beat up somebody on the street because they are just there. By the way, Supreme Court said you can now film police officers if it does not infringe upon his operation of his duties. Period. Supreme Court. So cops, get over it. We're going to film you no matter what. I don't give a crap if you're going down the street in your car. We're filming you. That's just the way it is. Don't like it? Tough. Get over it. No one shall be subjected to torture. This is Article 5. No one shall be subjected to torture or to cruel and inhumane or degrading treatment or punishment. Again, police officers, hello, law enforcement officers, peace officers, hello, you got cameras all over the place. You're going to treat somebody like crap? Ya better take your place in the unemployment line. Okay. Article 6, everyone has a right to recognize everywhere as a person before the law. Let me read that again. Article number 6, Universal Declaration of Human Rights from the United Nations. Everyone has the right to recognize everywhere as a person before the law. A court case came about where a business was declared a person. Excuse me? Let me read that again so you get the full measure of it. Article 6, Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Everyone has the right to recognition everywhere as a person before the law. Article 7, all are equal before the law and are entitled without discrimination to equal protection of the law. All are entitled to equal protection against any discrimination in violation of the declaration, of this declaration, and against any incitement to such discrimination. Oh, that's a goody two-shoes one, isn't it? Let me take a drink of tea. Hell, I'm reading it now. I might as well just read it. I'm almost done. Let me say that again. Article 7, and you can look this up. United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And after that, when you in the search engine, after you put that in there, put PDF, but it'll come up. You can find it anywhere, actually. Article 7, all are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. All are entitled to equal protection against any discrimination in violation of this declaration and against any incitement to such discrimination. Hello, can you say social justice? Article number 8, everyone has a right to an effective remedy by the competent national tribunals for acts violating the fundamental rights granted him by the Constitution or by law. Let me read that again before we go to the bottom of the hour break. Article 8, everyone has a right to an effective remedy by the competent national tribunals or for acts violating the fundamental rights granted him by the Constitution or by law. By the way, our Constitution did not grant us protection. Our Constitution protects our innate, inalienable, or unalienable rights that we have, period. This Declaration of Human Rights, a Universal Declaration of Human Rights, takes that away and says, we will tell you what is right and wrong. We will tell you whether or not you have the right to do that. And under that, we will protect you. But if you don't follow it and go against it, we can't protect you. I might be misinterpreting it, but that's what I'm reading. Article number 9. No one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention, or exile. No one. Article 9. No one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention, or exile. Article 10. Everyone is entitled in full equality to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal in the determination of his rights and obligations and of any criminal charge against him. Let me read that again. Everyone is entitled, this is Article 10 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Everyone is entitled in full equality to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal in the determination of his rights, and obligations, and of any criminal charge against him. I'll read the other ones when I get back from the break. In the meantime, you can email me at libertyandfreedomnetwork@usa.com, libertyandfreedomnetwork@usa.com. Actually, that's the show's email. You can email me personally at the show at freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com. I'd love to hear from you. I really would. Matter of fact, if you have any information about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and what courts have said about this, either for or against it, I want to hear from you. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. This is just not the United States. This is Universal Declaration of Human Rights by the United Nations, governing everyone in the freaking world, okay? So I'm just letting you know, this is just not the United States. When I get back from the break, I'll read the rest of it. I'll read it today, and I'll also read it again on Thursday. So if you missed it, hey, come back on Thursday. I'll read it again, and we'll go through it. Okay, this is the Liberty and Freedom Network, and you're listening to the Views Expressed live, broadcasting on Spreaker.com.
Late Night in the Midlands is an alternative media that covers the truth, theory, and fact that the lamestream media won't talk about. We cover everything from the known and the unknown, the normal and the paranormal, the government lies and the government ties, and even their thrive. We tell what's coming, what's going, whether it be politics or archaeologists. We have an amazing fan base, and our shows are all archived to be heard millions of times more. So tell your friends, your family, and anybody you care about LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Become a member and be informed.
Come listen to Journey into Light with your host Michael Long. The show is about looking into the afterlife. Where do our souls go from here? What are the true messages from above? Everybody is family, so make a journey into light with Michael Long your home. With the best guests on the show, they share the love with all who call in and those who are in the chat room. That's Journey into Light with Michael Long, Sunday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, on blogtalkradio.com/Journey into the Light. Eastland Sci-Fi Radio Theater is looking for you. Are you a voice actor looking to hone your abilities? Are you a writer looking for actors? Then Eastland Sci-Fi Radio Theater is for you. If you are a voice actor or a writer of sci-fi themed radio plays, send your information to Eastland Radio Films at USA.com. For more information, go to eastlandradiofilms.wix.com/eastlandfilms for more information. If you are a voice actor, send your audition clips to eastlandradiofilms at USA.com.
This is the Views Expressed right here on the Liberty and Freedom Network, broadcasting live on Spreaker.com. Contact us at Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. We are back. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce for the Views Expressed, 11th of December 2012. You're listening to the Liberty and Freedom Network. Go to Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook, like the page, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Want to email us? It's Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. We're here Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Well, I finished off with Article 10 of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. On to Article 11. Number 1, everyone charged with a penal offense has the right to be presumed innocent until proved guilty according to law in a public trial at which he has had all the guarantees necessary for his defense. Number 2, no one shall be held guilty of any penal offense on account of any act or omission which did not constitute a penal offense. Under national or international law, at the time when it was committed, nor shall a heavier penalty be imposed than the one that was applicable at the time of the penal offense was committed. Article number 12, no one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attacks upon his honor and reputation. Everyone has a right to the protection of the law against such interference or attacks. Article 13, number 1, everyone has a right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. Number 2, everyone has a right to leave his country, including his own, and to return to his country. Article number 14, number 1, everyone has a right to seek and to enjoy in other countries asylum from persecution. Number 2, this right may not be invoked in the case of prosecutions genuinely arising from non-political crimes or from acts contrary to the purposes and principles of the United Nations. Article 15, everyone has a right to a nationality. Number 2, no one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his nationality nor denied the right to change his nationality. Article number 16, number 1, men and women of full age without any limitation due to race, nationality, or religion, have the right to marry and to be found a family. They are entitled to equal rights as to marriage, during marriage, and its dissolution. There we go. Dissolution. I don't know. Number 2, marriage shall be entered into only with the free and full consent of the intending spouses. Number 3, the family is the natural and fundamental group unit of society and is entitled to protection by society and the state. Article number 17, number 1, everyone has a right to own property alone as well as in association with others. Number 2, no one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his property. Number 18, everyone has a right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom, either alone or in a community with others and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, or observance. Article number 19, everyone has a right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. Article 30, number 1, everyone has a right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association. Number 2, no one may be compelled to belong to an association. Let me stop right there. That's Article 20. Let me stop right there and say, the unions in Michigan are violating that particular section of Article 20 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. No one may be compelled to belong to an association. Article 21. Number 1, everyone has a right to take part in the government of his country directly or through freely chosen representatives. Number 2, everyone has a right to equal access to public service in his country. Number 3, the will of the people shall be the basis of the authority of government. This will this will shall be expressed in periodic and genuine elections, which shall be by universal and equal suffrage, and shall be held by secret vote or by equivalent free voting procedures. Article 22. Everyone, as a member of society, has the right to Social Security and is entitled to realization through national effort and international cooperation, and in accordance with the organization and resources of each state, of the economic, social, and cultural rights indispensable for his dignity and the free development of his personality. Article number 23. Number 1, everyone has a right to work, to free choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work, and no protection against unemployment. Oh, excuse me, let me read that again. I missed a word, or I screwed up. Article number 23. Everyone has the right to work, to free choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work, and to protection against unemployment. Number 2, Article 23, number 2, everyone, without any discrimination, has the right to equal pay for equal work. Number 3, everyone who works has the right to just and favorable remuneration, ensuring for himself and his family an existence worthy of human dignity, and supplemented, if necessary, by other means of social protection. Number 4, everyone has a right to form and to join trade unions for the protection of his interests. Article 20, number 2, no one may be compelled to belong to an association. Article number 24 of the UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Everyone has a right to rest and leisure, including reasonable limitations of working hours and periodic holidays with pay. Article number 25, number 1. Everyone has a right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of himself and of his family, including food, clothing, housing, and medical care, and necessary social services, and the right to security in the event of unemployment, sickness, disability, widowhood, old age, or other lack of livelihood in circumstances beyond his control. Number 2. Motherhood and childhood are entitled to special care and assistance. All children, whether born in or out of wedlock, shall enjoy the same social protection. Article number 26, number 1. Everyone has a right to education. Education shall be free, at least in the elementary and fundamental stages. Elementary education shall be compulsory. Technical and professional education shall be made generally available, and higher education shall be equally accessible to all on the basis of merit. Number 2, education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. It shall promote understanding, tolerance, and friendship among all nations, racial or religious groups, and shall further the activities of the United Nations for the maintenance of peace. Number 3, parents have a prior right to choose the kind of education that shall be given to their children. Article number 27, number 1, everyone has the right freely to participate in the cultural life of the community, to enjoy the arts, and to share in scientific advancement and its benefits. Number 2, everyone has a right to the protection of the moral and material interests resulting from that scientific, literal, or artistic production of which he is the author. Article number 28. Everyone is entitled to a social and international order in which the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration can be fully realized. Article number 29. Number 1. Everyone has duties to the community in which alone the free and full development of his personality is possible. Number 2, in the exercise of his rights and freedoms, everyone shall be subject only to such limitations as are determined by law solely for the purpose of securing due recognition and respect for the rights and freedoms of others and of meeting the just requirements of morality, public order, and the general welfare in a democratic society. Number 3, these rights and freedoms may in no case be exercised contrary to the purposes and principles of the United Nations. Article number 30, the last one. Nothing in this declaration may be interpreted as implying for any state, group, or person any right to engage in any activity or perform any act aimed at the destruction of any of the rights and freedoms set forth herein. You can go to the un.org/cyberschoolbus/human rights/index ASP, or go to the UN.org site and look up Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I will reread this on Thursday. I have determined that, and then I will read the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, just the 10 of them, on Friday. Open Forum Friday. And I may touch upon this on Friday as well, of the UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I don't know. Lots and lots and lots and lots of things going on. Go to Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook. Check things out if you would, please. Thank you. Support the page, subscribe, do all that good stuff if you would. There are, I got to find it now. It's on Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook. I've got to scroll on down here. Yeah, here it is. It says action alert. There comes a time when every once in a while we must reject being pushed around, when we must put our foot down. Now is of those times. And it's a picture of nullifiers should be, and this is what Florida Senator Don Gaetz has said. Nullifiers, people who want to nullify certain laws that are against freedom and liberty, nullifiers should be, quote, shot and, quote, hanged. This is what Florida Senator Don Gaetz said. Call his office and demand an apology. 850-897-5747. That's Florida Senator Don Gaetz. His office is 850-897-5747. Now, whether it helps or not, who knows? But somebody's going to get to him and say that he screwed up by saying that. Hopefully. Hopefully. Who knows? I do want to say in the last few minutes here, I may take off a little early. But who knows? I don't know. It depends. I want to say this. I want to clear this up. I have a lot of, I see a lot of things online, a lot of things on Facebook, and people talk, it's just talk. It's just their opinion. But I know for a fact that, people who talk about Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity or Glenn Beck or Alex Jones or any number of those people, it's their opinion. I understand that. I get that better than a lot of people think. But when people come out and start saying they're going to expose or debunk or do this or do that, it gets my dander up. Because I know for a fact that people who tell me that I'm wrong will never, ever, 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 ever come to me with the information that they're going to use to tell me I'm wrong. They're never going to back up what they're saying. They don't want to because they're afraid. They're afraid they'll have to admit that they were wrong. And they don't want to do that. I myself, on the other hand, fully admit when I'm wrong. Why? Because that's just a natural thing to do when you're wrong. Some people call me a conspiracy theorist. Some people call me a kook. Some people, and I don't care because I know who I am. Again, it's their opinion. It's their view. It's what they think, and that's fine with me. They can say whatever they want. But I know me, and they can go kiss off for all I care. I don't care. Um, but anyway, there's just tons of people trying to, there's a lot of people out there trying to debunk the whole, the whole movement. They're trying to throw a monkey wrench into it. There was a video that I saw on Facebook where a woman says that Alex Jones is part of the Stratfor, his websites there and all that, and he's funded by them and all this. I mean, it's a bunch of garbage. I saw the video, I saw the numeric IP address, I went to it, and boom, no page. Oh yeah, but they're probably going to say, oh, that lady in the video is probably going to say, yeah, they took it down because they knew we were on to them. Really? No, you just didn't have all your ducks in a row, or you didn't do your research good enough. People try. I used to live in California, the most liberal state, I guess, in the U.S., and I've had people try to debunk me every chance they got when I tell them stuff like this, about what's happening with our government and stuff, and I have the documents to prove it. Put two and two together, and you can figure it out pretty damn simple. Pretty easy. It's right there. It's in front of your face, and people try to debunk everything that I do. Well, guess what? They had to turn around and tell me, or literally their excuse for not coming back to me when they say they would, is the fact, oh, I got busy. I don't dwell on it. I don't like talking politics because people get upset, all that. My mother said that. Not those specific words. She says politics and religion ought to stay private. I looked at her and went, how are we going to progress as a society if we don't talk about these things and find some way to get through life through politics or through religion? She didn't have anything to say after that because I called her on the carpet about it. I'm not some person that's just going to go, oh, the New World Order's here? Oh, okay, where's my football game? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. It's just totally pointless. Why should I? You know what I mean? Why should anybody? Oh, that's just the way it is. Calm down. You don't have to get so excited. Blah, 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 blah. Really? No, somebody's trying to take my stuff away, namely my liberties and freedoms, and other people want me to just sit back and let it happen. No, no. I don't care if you're in Australia or the deepest parts of South Africa. You are a human being. You have inalienable or unalienable rights that were given to you by your Creator. Insert name of deity here. And no one can take those away from you. Okay? But if you don't stand up for that principle, if you don't believe that, then hey, just hop in a truck and go off somewhere and, live your life, whatever it is. But I'm telling you, we're human beings and we have a right to exist. When I say, I use that term loosely, right to exist, because of the fact that we will not live forever. Eventually we'll get done with these bodies and go elsewhere in the universe, whatever it is. That's what I believe. But we are here for now. So we have to do what we have to do literally to stay alive. And if our liberties and freedoms are in jeopardy, well, guess what? We have to fight for them. We have to step up to the plate and say, hey, this is the way it's going to be. My government is not going to take away my Constitution and my Bill of Rights or my rights in general. It ain't going to happen. Okay? You current and former military people know about that. You raised your hand and pledged to protect the Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic. Didn't you? Well, how about coming back here and helping us? Okay? There's just so much. Yesterday, I didn't get to it, but it was on the Liberty and Freedom Network page. I've just got to scroll down and find it now. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Now, Many years ago, just in the last few minutes that I got here, many years ago in Nazi Germany, they used this chemical to pretty much dumb down the prisoners in the prison camps. Okay. It says here, why was fluoride in Nazi prison camp water? Why is fluoride a main ingredient in Prozac and sarin nerve gas? Why is it added to water supplies in the USA? Why doesn't anyone care? Because they're on fluoride. One commenter says here, fluoride is also used in rodenticides and pesticides to kill rats, mice, and bugs. And at acute levels, it is more toxic than lead, and the margin between toxic and therapeutic levels is very narrow. Okay. So basically, you're being poisoned. You're being poisoned. That's the way it is. Okay? So go and demand. Don't just sit there and try to reason, try to discuss. No. Go to your public city council meetings, because there are some, maybe once or twice a week, I think they have them, and go and take all the documents with you and show them that you want the fluoride out of the water. It's sodium fluoride. It's a killer. You tell them you want it out. You don't say, well, in the next few weeks and few months, I'd like it if you would. No. You go there, you slam your hand on the podium and say, I demand that you get this out of our water now. Now. And just keep raising hell in the council chambers. The city council is there to help you, but most of them have been taken over by Agenda 21 policies. The UN Agenda 21, much like the UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Okay, a lot of people will say, oh, that's not right. Yeah, they are. Yeah, it is. I'm being totally honest with you. The UN Agenda 21 has taken over the city councils of cities in the United States of America. How do you think you got that bike path? How do you think you got that walking path? It just wasn't because neighbors were kind and contributed their money into a fund that got no. UN Agenda 21. Go look it up. It's real simple. If you want to email us or email me here personally at the show, you can. It's freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. I have a website, freeamericaradio.wix. That's wix.com/the views expressed. On the right-hand side of the page, I got a book. I wrote a book, yes. It's just my observations of things going on and possible solutions. On the left-hand side of the page, I have Store. You'll see a Store tab. Click that, support Liberty and Freedom Network, and also promote your patriotism. And also, I have Free America Radio video blog. There's that. You can click on as well. It's new, so check that out. And also, down on the left-hand corner of the website, you'll see a donate button. Donate as much as you wish, much as you like, much as you can. All it does is keep the website up and keeps the show going. That's all. That's all it does. Okay. In the meantime, we're gonna take a little. Actually, we're gonna get out of here. I was gonna take a break, but we've only got 4 minutes? Screw that. Let's get out of here. You want to get out of here a little early? I'm sure you're hungry just as much as I am. Hey, again, Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Sign up for the free email newsletter that I send out once a month, maybe twice, 3, 4, 5 times a month. I don't know. It goes out. Sign up, Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Just put in the subject line, newsletter. Just, I want newsletter, or, RE request, or, referring to newsletter. That's Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Again, we have Open Forum Friday. You can go to the Spreaker page, check out my Skype name if it's up there. If not, then I will tell you tomorrow how to get a hold of me during the Open Forum Friday. Thursday, I will be reading the everything, preamble, the whole 9 yards of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And on Friday, I will be reading the Constitution of the United States of America with the first 10 amendments to the Bill of Rights. So, or first 10 amendments, which is known as the Bill of Rights. So, in the meantime, let's get out of here, shall we? A little early, couple minutes early. Why not? Give you a break. Yeah, come join us Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, on the Liberty and Freedom Network, broadcasting live on Spreaker.com. And also, email us, libertyandfreedomnetwork@usa.com. Remember this, we the people have the power, for we are America.